That little woman set my heart on fire, and I don't think she's gonna be too fair. I started shaking when she gave me the stare. I said, doctor, will I survive? I said, doctor, keep me alive. I said, doctor, when will I learn? If you play with fire, you gon' get burned. You can run, but you can't hide. 100 confessions dead on the wall. That little woman made them drink it all. Not a word I'll never spill. You and the devil got hell of a deal. Leave you in the dark, break your mama's heart. Let me tell you something about who you're messing with. I ain't never gonna set you free. Like a voodoo doll, you cut one's teeth. I said, doctor, will I survive? I said, doctor, keep me alive. I said, doctor, when will I learn? If you play with fire, you gon' get burned. I need to live my doctor, will I survive? I said, doctor, keep me alive. I said, doctor, when will I learn? If you play with fire, you gon' get burned. There's a pain in my chest, pain in my toes, pain in my head, and I don't know. Pain in my side, pain in my hand. Just let me go, just let me go.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome. So the conversation was, what am I going to do when this bell, when it breaks? And I said, just glue it back together again.
Yeah, it needs like surgery. We need a surgical bell.
Surgical bell. Welcome to all our friends. It's a beautiful Tuesday, the 7th of the month?
6.
6?
It's the day after Cinco de Mayo, in case you missed Cinco de Mayo.
I missed it.
We're still here in full, we've got piñatas all over the studio. Aren't they cute? We even have them just still hanging up, the bull and the donkey. We should really fill one with candy and have some fun.
We should get lotto tickets.
Did you have a nice Cinco de Mayo?
No.
Yes, you did. You're at JoJo's. Wasn't she busy?
She was closed.
Oh, interesting.
There wasn't anybody there.
Really? She was closed on Cinco de Mayo?
I said to her, today's Cinco de Mayo. She says, yes, the 5th of May. And she didn't even know what Cinco de Mayo meant.
Wow, interesting.
It was empty. So she sent everybody to the other restaurant she has.
Oh, okay. To
But
drink tequila.
Yeah, we were just hanging. We didn't drink or nothing.
Well,
we
welcome
had
back.
French fries.
You didn't bring me any back. I asked, and I asked again.
Nope. Well, she did give me a bag of French fries for you. But what time did I get to the studio last night?
You ate my French fries?
8:20. Well, I had to have dinner.
You ate my French fries? Wow. JoJo, she makes the best French fries at Cheers on the Beach up in Melbourne Beach. That's all I can tell you. The best. Anyway, you ready to get rocking and rolling in this show? It's a lot quieter when I have the conversations in my head, because when the words actually come out of my mouth, I can't even tell you. Anyway, we've got new crew in here. It is our summer intern crew. They are starting, so a lot of fresh faces in our studio for them to learn. You're going to get to meet all of them as our summer months roll on. That's all part of our AMP Media Futures Foundation, and a huge, again, thank you to all of you that came out, donated, and supported for our event on Friday. We're over halfway to, I think, our goal, but it's a good thing.
You know, it's really strange because on Friday, the FAU band was fantastic. And they play salsa music, of all things.
That's the FAU Latin band.
Latin band.
Yeah.
But it went longer than I had anticipated. And then the people that said that they were coming to sing look at me and says, oh, I didn't know I was singing. Then the other people said, I'm singing, but I got to wait for this person, which never was told to me. Like the musical arrangements, the music was good. There was a lot.
We got to organize that a little bit better.
And Elliot did not get to sing because I told him, Elliot, just leave it for Tuesday because the video you just saw is his creation that he put together. And I said we could benefit better listening today because by the time he would have gotten in here, it would have only been maybe me and you left in the place. Boca ends early. What is it with people going home?
We started early on Friday night. Last time it was at 6 o'clock. It was the holidays. This time, because last event, we started at 6, people came at 5. So this time we started at 5. They came at 5.
Yeah, but people were leaving by 8 o'clock. By 9 o'clock, everybody was gone.
I know. That's Friday night in Boca for you.
Impossible.
It's a thing. It's a thing. I don't know. Maybe it's different in Broward County, but it's a thing here.
Impossible.
Anyway, should we talk to Elliot Zimmerman because he put that video together. At some point in this show, we need to get Elliot over on the piano once we get Gio back in the studio.
Elliot may not want to play the piano.
Elliot, you have to fill us in on what that video was because I asked, like, what were you guys partaking in on that one? Just grab that mic next to you.
Oh, this one.
That one.
Okay. Hi, nice to be here today.
Happy Tuesday to you.
Yes, you too. What was that video about? That was a vision that we had during COVID. And basically what it is that the virus was created on a remote Pacific island by a voodoo priestess and released on the world after they put it in a lady's soul and took it and released it through bats at the end of the film, which is how it hit the U.S. Now, why did we come up with that? I'd written a hot music track, and I had most of the words and everything down. Then I contacted one of my son's friends. Oh, that's great.
Or he contacted you right now.
I should have removed. My bad. Okay, sorry. I should have removed this phone from here because we were, I'm going to turn it off. I apologize. Oh, stop, for God's sakes. All right, there we go. My bad. Anyway, what we had going on at the time was we were all sitting in the house, and I contacted a friend of mine, my son's friend, Mark Solomon, who's a Grammy nominee, and we decided we were going to use my hot track and create a film. Now, what did we find? We found a film that went in the public domain called The Snake People, and that starred Boris Karloff and Tango Lele. And it had fallen into the public domain because it was done mostly in Mexico. And when they came to the U.S., they didn't file the right paperwork, so they blew the copyright. So it was free to cut up. You could see it on YouTube, the original film. And it also has all the copyright markings on it saying that, in fact, it is in the public domain. So we decided to make a new story out of it. And we inserted ourselves. We made the track. And it was just that COVID thing that you saw slide out, that molecule, that was designed by my son, who is a doctor, a PhD in molecular and computational biophysics. And he was teaching at the University of Washington Medical School at the time. And we got clearance to use that in the film. And we just had fun. That's basically what the premise was.
You got all that?
Yeah. I think it's kind of clever.
But you were talking to Elliot about doing a musical show, which sounds pretty cool, especially as we're rolling into summer.
Well, this is a guy who puts music together in his living room, in his bedroom. He has this humongous house, and he runs around putting instruments in each room and creating these videos. Then he cuts it up with material that Boris Karloff left behind because he didn't know how to add. And then you put all this together and you come up with something. That's really interesting how the bats became the virus all over the place.
Yeah, when you think about it.
Because I'm going to tell you, ain't no virus I know that looks like that. That's all I got to say about that.
Well, I'll tell you what. It was fun doing it. And, sometimes you question your sanity when you do these things. But at 3 o'clock in the morning when, you've been in the house for like maybe 2 weeks and washing all the food off that they put. At the time, I remember, we were all afraid even to touch the food that we would get COVID.
Right? We're
The
afraid.
mail.
We didn't know what the extent of this was going to be. You walk out, you wear gloves, a mask, you come near somebody, you're frightened. I think when I was younger, I wouldn't have been so, uptight about it. But as you get older, a little thing could turn into something life-threatening. And this was not a little thing. Millions of people were dying.
Yeah.
So we found something to do. It was fun.
I
It changed your
remember the
perspective.
mail.
Groceries.
When the mail came in, you had to clean the envelope.
Oh, yeah,
Remember this
we did
craziness?
that too.
Had
I
to
know.
clean the envelope.
I know. It was just crazy all the way around.
I remember watching a video on how to wash my hands properly.
Yes, for 3 minutes.
20
Yeah, for
seconds?
3 minutes, and thank God for Myers because anything else would like rub my skin off if I did it that way.
That's insane. But tell us more about what you do, because you do a lot of things. You're an attorney, you're a musician, you've played with the greatest of the greatest. You've represented the greatest of the greatest.
I did. I have. I've represented Aretha Franklin, actually Frank Sinatra Jr., Luther Campbell. Hi, Luther, if you're out there. A lot of people. And played with a lot of people. Dizzy Gillespie, the late Jaco Pastorius, the late Duffy Jackson. In fact, most of the people I like to play with are dead.
Yes.
Do you have videos of you playing with them, any?
I probably do. I have tape. I have some videos. Yes, I do. I just have to dig through the collections of what I have and figure out how to. As a matter of fact, on YouTube, I have I released a record in 1982 that the Ink Spots did. I wrote it. It's called My Favorite Holiday. Is knowing that you'll come and stay because you're my favorite holiday. And the Ink Spots bought it from me and we produced it. And that was like one of the first music videos that was released. It's on my YouTube channel.
I remember growing up and on Saturday nights they would play all the old videos and they'd put it together in like an album or a record. Or we didn't have any of the things that we have now, which would be kind of interesting to look back into your archives and put some of this together around a show for you. Especially with some of the people. I know Barbra Streisand's coming out with a new album, and she says how she loves to do duets with people from the past and new entertainers going forward. To look at the scope of your career and bring some of those oldies but classics out again.
Well, yeah, I recall playing for the Ink Spots. I did gigs with them. I think I have some pictures. Probably at my website of me with a big handlebar mustache when it was brown, And sitting with the Ink Spots in Punta Gorda, we had just done a show with we had released a new song. And a few years later, I remember being on a boat with them in Boca, as a matter of fact, right here. During the boat parade, they sang my favorite holiday on the lead boat. I think it was in the Boca News at the time.
You write music, you perform,
Yeah.
all of the above.
I had a great upbringing. Look, I thought it was normal to be able to play Bach at 10, you know. My mom was a concert pianist,
Wow.
and she was a vocalist. Every Friday night, the family would come over, and my Uncle George could play violin. He was really good. He could play in concerts. My Aunt Seal, she could play Bach on the piano better than my mother. My Uncle Martin played the oboe, and it was like, you know, it was like Friday night Shabbos. We shouldn't be playing, but that's what we did. Everybody was Orthodox playing music on Friday night. That wasn't so great, but we did it anyway, and I thought it was normal to, you know, have that kind of upbringing. But when I went to school, I realized that I didn't have to take music theory, and when I went to college, they gave me 30 credits for taking a test for music. My mom taught me, and I passed it on to my kids.
Which is incredible. I mean, the gift of music. Watch Broadway, and you look at all these musicians. I know last night was the Met Gala. People are so incredibly talented.
Unbelievable.
And it's just amazing. They're just touched by, you always say they're touched by God's pinky, right? The gift of talent. You see kids that are so talented. But for you to be able to play with them and then represent them in whatever affairs they've got going on, you get the best of both worlds.
I think that I got very lucky in a lot of fronts. My dad was very bright, but he was terrible in business. My mom was a Holocaust survivor, but a great business lady. And by the time I was 15, I was already, Elliot, you don't let your father talk business with the tenants because he's going to mess it up. You better go and straighten it up. But Mom, I don't know what I'm doing. She says, you know better than him. Go and do it. So by the time I was 18, I already knew how to write a lease.
Wow.
Just everything kind of fell into in order for me. And I went to business college, Baruch. And the way I got in there is they needed a string bass player for the orchestra. And so I went and talked to the head of the music department, Walter Nayland. He was a very famous guy. I didn't realize what a big deal he was. So I said, look, you need a string bass player. I don't want to play string bass. I want to play piano, and I want my jazz band. And I'll come here and I'll do that for you if you can work something with me. He said, well, how about if I give you 30 credits? You take a test, you passed. And on Friday nights, you'll play in the faculty lounge. And Maynard Ferguson, I know his band. I'll have them rehearse here on Thursdays. And you're in that band now. You'll play on Thursday. But you have to play the string bass in the orchestra. And before you knew it, I was making a couple $100 a week doing that. And I had Ed Byrne, who was the trombone player for Maynard Ferguson. And who did I play with? Randy Jones, who wound up playing for Dave Brubeck. Tommy Harrell, a trumpet player. He played with Bill Evans. I got to play with him every week. Just incredible. I mean, world-class musicians. I think it was kind of frustrating for them because they would be getting into it and getting to a peak in some of their tunes, and I'm sitting there struggling so hard to read the music, and I'm playing, and then they're about to hit the best note, and then I flub.
Oh, jeez.
I flub, and then the guy takes a breath. Tommy Harrell took a breath, and he couldn't get the rest of the whole band stopped in the rehearsal, and they're looking at me, a 19-year-old kid, and I was like,
oh my God.
it was like in that Charlie Parker movie where he gets up on stage and they boo him out, and he goes back and he rehearses every 6 minutes for the rest of the 3 years till he goes there again and blows them all away.
But if you've documented this in a book, I mean, your life has just been incredible. And I just saw Deborah Tendrich got a bill passed. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
That Boca Raton has now deemed the day that Auschwitz was released as Holocaust Remembrance Day in the city of Boca, which is huge. I'm so proud of her and everything that she's done. I just saw that came out yesterday. It made me think of it because of your mom.
Well, I'll tell you something. I just posted a video on Facebook of my mom speaking about Kristallnacht. And it's about an hour show. I sent it to the Holocaust Museum. Somebody wanted to do a wiki thingy on me, and I don't have enough to be notable. I was always kind of like behind the scenes, kind of like Forrest Gump. I just happened to be there. I was lucky. It's like wherever, I'm playing with Dizzy Gillespie. Sonny Stitt. I'm sitting, but yes, let's finish up with the Holocaust. Maybe sometime we'll play that show or maybe edit it here because it's really astonishing what she went through. They took my grandfather from, he was wealthy in Germany, and he had he did clothing. He had big factories. And on Kristallnacht, they came and grabbed him to take him to Auschwitz. And they put him on the train. And as I understand the story, my aunt wrote a book on it. It was more like a diary. It wasn't really coordinated well. But her name is Seal Elkin. So if you see it, you can buy it and figure. I'm in it, but my mom's in it. But they took my grandfather. They put him on this train, and as I understand it, he dug the floorboards out. And he slipped through the bottom of the train, like in the movie. The train drove over him. He got up. He was in Poland. And he got to a phone, and he called my mother, who was 7 years old, in their house in Germany. And she barely could write. She had no paper. And he said, Regina, which was my mom's name, he called her Puppa, which meant doll, Puppa. And here's where I'm at. You got to write the number down. So she found lipstick, and she was in front of a mirror, and she wrote the numbers on the mirror.
Wow.
My grandmother came in. They found my grandfather. They smuggled him back into Germany and got out on one of the last boats. It was called the Europa in July of 1939. And they escaped. They went to Ellis Island. And my mom used to cry when she talked about first seeing the Statue of Liberty from the boat. And she would sing. She was a beautiful voice. And she kept. I remember the lyrics: "Give me your tired, your poor, your wretched refuse, yearning to breathe free."
Did she sing on the video?
Yeah, she's incredible. She looks like Lucille Ball. She was really something. Really miss her.
That's amazing. See, I think those are the stories that
You have to remember those.
you have to remember those, and we have to continue to share them with the world, because if we don't, as you always say, people forget and history repeats itself. And unfortunately, we're losing our last survivors. So the fact that your mom knew to document this is a gift in itself.
Well, I'm kind of against the cancel culture. Please don't say something didn't exist when I know it existed.
Correct.
Because I saw numbers on my grandfather's arm.
Wow.
I've seen that the suffering that my grandparents went through losing brothers and sisters. I've seen the brutality of the Nazis. I mean, it's really a horror. And to be told by people who want bad things to happen in this world that never happened, to cover it up, that's unacceptable.
Think about the life well lived. It's incredible. And then people think now some people have it more difficult than others. When you think about what generations went through, what your parents went through to get to this country, what your mom and dad and your grandparents went to get to this country, we have to remember these things. It's what we were founded on. It's why the United States is the United States.
Well, yeah, but my dad wasn't a Holocaust survivor. He was a Yankee, and he used to make fun of her. Oh, you're an immigrant. Get out of here.
Oh, my gosh.
I lived in a very, very tough household. I mean, but it was great. It really was. He idolized her. And later on in her career, when he retired, he was an oral surgeon. He would follow her around. He was like a big puppy dog. He would do anything she wanted. And he would she would go play gigs. She was like the maven of the condos down here in Boca, Reggie Z. And he would walk around with all the equipment and, you know.
Your mom would sing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, I think Helen's here. We've got Helen Archer of Cosmic Astrology Society joining us. I'm hoping we can get Elliot over on the keyboard after Helen's segment. So more to come. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter at the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Like and subscribe, as well as Amp Media Productions, all of the shows that we produce right here in the studio, as well as on True Oldies. You can find all of those on YouTube as well. More to come. Stay tuned. You can give us a call at 888-994-4995, Studio A. We'll see you. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
Ding ding, here we are at the favorite chocolate store.
Sure's Chocolate. If you could have smell-o-vision in this space, oh my gosh. Tell us about Sure's Chocolate.
Well, we hand make almost everything in chocolate. We do it all in the back room here. We have a workshop back there. We just love what we do.
Everything's here from Easter bunnies to truffles to mints to, I see this toffee pretzel crunch.
It's probably our best seller. Everybody loves, when they come in, some people are a little grumpy when they walk in, but when they leave, they're happy. Everybody.
That's the way chocolate works.
Nobody ever leaves unhappy. We're open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
If you can spell chocolate, you come here, they got it. It's everything.
This is Smoke Barbecue. We're located in Fort Lauderdale at 3351 Northeast 32nd Street, Fort Lauderdale 33308. Our website is www.eatsmokebbq.com. It's EATSMOKEBBQ.com. You can order online. We also do catering for 10 to 10,000.
If you are looking to bring your family out to an incredible food venue, this is the place. We're at Smoke Barbecue in East Fort Lauderdale. Everything is amazing. If you can see their faces on our crew and the amount of food that they have taken down in about 15 minutes is absolutely unbelievable.
And we're still going. I can't talk amazing.
And everything is coming. So here, let's eat.
Your True Oldies Listener's Guide. Listening in the Palm Beaches? That's 95.9 FM. On the Treasure Coast? You want 106.9 FM. In Boca? It's 95.3 FM. We've got Fort Lauderdale and Broward County covered with 96.9 FM. And you can always hear us anywhere at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
In a world where finding reliable and compassionate home care can be overwhelming, Sunshine Home Care Services stands as a beacon of hope. That's why we've partnered with professional nurses, physical rehabilitation centers, and medical offices to ensure their patients receive the very best in home care. At Sunshine Home Care Services, our mission is simple yet profound: to support and enhance the lives of our clients. We genuinely enhance the quality of life and offer a comprehensive suite of 26 services tailored to meet every need. We go beyond the basics with health monitoring, emotional support, pet care, and home safety checks. Sunshine Home Care Services is more than just a service. It's a partnership in care. We invite you to experience the difference a compassionate team can make. For a personal consultation, call us today at 561-821-5811.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Now we're back.
And that would be one.
That'd be one.
All right, so we've got Elliot Zimmerman joining us here and Helen Archer of Cosmic Astrology Society. I know we're still talking about Friday's event, Segundo de Mayo. which was largely in part thanks to Helen, which is why it was on the day that it was. And you know, we got really lucky because you saw the rain yesterday. You saw, the rain's coming in today, and it seems like we just missed that summer rainstorm.
Well, it rained when we were setting up Friday morning, and then stopped. And then it was clear, and then the rest is
yesterday,
history.
and I think the rest of this week.
It rained down here?
Yesterday,
Yeah.
everything soaked.
We had to drive through the rain.
I figured.
It was tough. It's funny because Jay was sleeping. And she wakes up and she says, "You all right?" Because you couldn't see anything. And I'm just, if I hit something, I hit something. I could not see anything.
I figured it was pretty bad here
It's
also.
bad.
All right, let's roll.
She says, "Hit something."
Let's roll Helen's intro. All right, we've got Helen Archer here of Cosmic Astrology Society. See what the stars have planned for us going forward. Welcome, Helen.
I'm glad to be here. How are you?
We are great. Let's give her less headroom and figure that out.
No, too much. Hold the camera still.
She's
Look around.
floating. All right, there she is. All right, what is going on? How are things looking? Thank you so much for Friday, for joining us, for celebrating dancing. She loved the music.
Music was good.
And for leading us to the next quarter, I guess it is.
Yes, the next quarter. We're going to have Uranus exiting Taurus and going into Gemini in July. So it's going to be a great time to move ahead, and it's going to be big for broadcasting.
Going into July, really?
Yes.
Your mouth to God's ears, because July is never usually a busy month for us, but I'll take it.
So what are we in second quarter now?
Second quarter
Of
Yeah,
the year?
Yeah.
So is this going to be a
Not
better
quite.
quarter?
Pardon me?
Are we in second quarter yet?
Second quarter, it starts in June, doesn't it?
Third quarter starts.
Third quarter.
Third quarter starts.
So we're in the second quarter, and so the moon is in Virgo today. So getting all the details organized with Taurus, the sun in Taurus, and Mercury going into Taurus. We've been talking about doing deals. We've been talking about organizing our finances. So now that Mercury has gone into Taurus, we can put it to writing and get things done.
Oh, that's interesting.
Put it into writing.
So no more talking about the details. Apparently now
Well,
it's time
one of
to
the
do.
things that people do is they love to talk about it, but they don't put it into writing. It's like interns say, "We're going to be there," and some say, "We'll see you in 2027.
Well, look, we've got 3 new crew members, so I think that's a pretty good way to start the summer.
Actually, we have another one.
Okay.
4.
All right, so it's time to put things in writing.
It's time to put things in writing. It's time to get things organized. The details are becoming more clear, but we don't want to take on projects that involve too many details or promise more than we can deliver. It sounds good, but can we do it? So we have to, make that decision.
I think that's kind of been the theme that you've been saying for about a year now is
It's that Jupiter and Gemini, it wants to do big things. It wants to promise big things. It wants to make everybody happy and be everyone's hero. But getting there and doing the actual work is the issue. We want to keep it simple.
what about some old deals?
Well, you can't just assume that if you sign a deal without working at it, it's going to be successful anyway, correct?
True.
I mean, but if you don't take the shot, then you got nothing to work towards.
Oh, you should take the shot. I mean, it's a good time for opportunity.
Right, but you see, a lot of people think that if they don't see the end result, the ROI, the ROI is based on you doing ROI work and doing something to promote whatever it is that you're doing. I never understood that concept.
It's funny. As an attorney, I wear a lot of different hats.
Talk to your mic.
Is it right for me to interject?
Talk
in this?
talk
I don't
into
know,
your mic.
Helen, is it okay for me to interject
sure.
on your segment?
I don't know, you got to ask her.
Yeah,
'cause
that's Helen.
Conversation is good. I like conversation. Let's have your
You
own.
must be very
I
special.
She
find
must
that
like you.
She must love you.
She's the greatest. Helen is really a very, very, very special person.
Thank you.
And she's wonderful, as a matter of fact. She supports the arts, a lot of things. But so far as people taking the shot, I deal with the other end of the spectrum, and her advice is very, very well taken. Because I usually get people after the deal has been a gigantic success, and now they're all arguing about how do we split up the money, which has never been reduced to writing. So there have been cases I've been involved with where we had to write something today that took effect 20 years ago.
Wow.
It's called nunc pro tunc. In other words, it happened at the time. Happened in one of my bigger cases.
You have to write it now for then? Like
Now
a
for them.
recap?
Yes. In other words, the settlement is on that date we entered into this agreement 20 years ago.
Wow.
And this is how it should have been split up then, and we're going to act as though we had signed it then.
You can do that?
Yes, you can.
You know, that leads back to what you're saying. It's a good time even for Lucky Dunk here. What is it? Pro Dunk?
Nunc pro tunc.
Even that is successful at this stage of the game because of how things are lined up, correct?
And so Thursday and Friday, the moon enters Libra, which is the sign of legal matters. So that's a good time to solidify these writings and make deals. And it's also, you know, the sign of creative arts. So it's a good time to start new programs for the arts.
Oh, that's interesting.
And then on the weekend, we have Moon going into Scorpio. So this is good for passion and romance. The full moon will be on Monday, so that's going to ignite the passion. The only thing that kills the passion is if we become too possessive. So we have to play it cool. We have to play hard to get. And then we'll be successful in our romantic endeavors.
Hard to get.
Story of your life?
Unbelievable. I thought that was the norm.
I don't know. Do people still do that? You girls still do that? Play hard to get?
I wouldn't know.
Alex, you still play hard to get? You're both like, I don't know. Look, and he's smiling over there.
He plays hard to get all
Play
the
hard
time.
to get? Play hard to get? No. He's pretty quiet.
Well, the three of you should be happy because you're entering in the media world at the best possible planetary.
Ellen, they're brand new. Today's day one.
Yeah.
It's a good time. It's a really, really good time. You know, we have that Neptune and Venus in Aries. So that's, you know, the spark of inspiration. It's getting out there, making connections, being seen and heard, doing big things. And to start a new job or to start a new endeavor or create a new thing, it's big. And we're all ready for it.
Right, doing big things. I don't know. Friday was so big. I don't know if I have it in me
please.
to do anything else
I talked
big.
to Elliot in the back over here about maybe the biggest thing I ever wanted to do. And he looks at me and says, there's a lot of work. What? No. But we have the studio in Melbourne. We got the studio in Boynton. We got big things. Now, when you wear size 12 shoes, you better have big feet. Because that means you got to go stomping. You got to go do your thing. Can't be afraid of how big the project is. This is because of her. She told me to do it. So I'm doing it. I went up to Melbourne. We have another studio up in Melbourne with JoJo at Cheers on the Beach. We got the one in Boynton. We have the one here, North Miami. And I'm thinking about one more.
Where?
In my house. Right across
West
from
Palm.
hers, her old house. Did you grow up in the Mickey Mouse house?
At her father's house.
Yeah, I grew up there since I was 5.
So you didn't. When did you leave there? What year?
85.
Elliot, take it easy. You can only restrain her for so long.
So I want to get into one more thing here. You know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And we've been talking about clearing out the subconscious, getting rid of negative emotions, not having regrets and whatever, you know, to make us feel like the past took something from us. We've all had regrets about the past, but we've learned. So now we are in the final phase of Saturn in Pisces. And Pisces is the sign that rules the subconscious and that has a tendency towards being fearful, being anxious, being panicky, and all those things. The north node of the moon is now on Saturn. So now is the make it, break it point. And I think from this point on, at the end of the month, Saturn is going to move into Aries, the sign of doing big things, the sign of being positive, the sign of, you know, technology, new innovations. And I think all this depression, that a lot of people in our society have been feeling is going to ebb away, and we're going to be less dependent on pharmaceuticals to get us out of our depression, and we're going to be too busy and too happy to be depressed. So I think it's time for all that to go away.
You're going to make depression go away. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, that's some big shoes, size 12s.
Well, you know, we had that Neptune in Pisces too for 14 years. So the feelings and the negative feelings and emotions have been building and building and building. And now, because of the node is the karma, and Saturn is karma, and Pisces is karma. So as the node hits Saturn's like in the last 2 degrees of Pisces, that karma is going to just fizzle out. We've done our karma. We're ready to move to a higher level.
So we can wash away guilt? Is that part of the
We need
depression?
to wash all that away. There's no point, there's no place for it in our mental environment if we're going to move ahead, if we're going to be positive, because it's going to hold us back. And those who cling to that depression, are, instead of staying stationary, are going to start moving backwards as everybody moves ahead. So get on the bandwagon, get happy, get positive, get out there.
I like that.
I kind of like that too.
I like that.
How do you like
I'm going
that?
to tell you, she's telling you either get on the boat or it's going to leave you at the dock.
Get positive is all I can say.
Wow, it's good stuff. Maybe the rest of you will jump in and get into that bigger stage, that bigger mentality.
It's funny. Helen says her spin on astrology, and last time she was here, she's saying, "Oh, you're going to have stomach issues for the next few months."
You?
But you'll come. No, just yes, cancers.
Yes, you.
Me, yes, me. Okay.
5 planets
How do you
in
know
Cancer.
this stuff?
So did you have stomach issues?
I did. And now I'm happy. I'm going to be relieved and everything is great. And now I'm going to be on the bandwagon and moving forward.
But you
Even
got to
the
stay
guilt-
positive.
I'm positive. The guilt is gone. As soon as
guilt
the
is
North
gone.
Node did it for me.
That's good.
I think in our religion, our people, it's generational guilt.
No,
It just goes
the
from
women in your
generation to
religion, not the men.
generation.
The men don't have the same thing as the women, right?
I don't think so. I
No, I
don't
don't
know.
think
But
so
I don't
either.
want to be labeled as a chauvinist pig, but that's quite okay.
No, the
For
women
some
are
reason
guilty.
or another, men never really make me feel too guilty. But
No.
boy, my mother and all the ladies I've ever dated in my life,
All
oh
guilty.
my God.
They make you feel guilty.
Guilty.
That's the way they
did it.
operate.
I did it, whatever it is. I admit it, please stop. Yes.
That's the way I operate. And I love it when they introduce it. Like somebody in here says, don't you feel? No.
No,
guilty?
no, yes,
No.
I feel that. Are
He
you
never
done with
feels
me
guilty.
yet? Have you finished with me is usually my line, because when somebody's doing the guilt trip on you,
Wow.
it's like, okay, you got me. Can you stop now, please?
The funniest thing is to watch people that you're putting the guilt trip on how they behave. Because they want to be nice. They want to stay nice.
That hurts
and,
worse.
And you can see that their hands, they got no place to put them. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, okay. And then you're like so uncomfortable. Just got to be Puerto Rican and say, listen, stop it. Enough. Enough. I'm with you. Guilt out the door.
Out the door, out the
And,
door.
and don't look back.
I like that, yes.
So as soon as Mars moved out of Cancer, which it was in Cancer, then it retrograded and then went forward. So instead of being like a 6-week cycle, it was a month-long cycle. So as soon as that planet went into Leo, the stress was off Cancer, and that's why you were able to start feeling more like yourself and start healing.
It's true. It's
Now
true.
we've got Mars in Leo, which is, I said, a fixed sign, a fire sign. And we still have Uranus in Taurus, which is another fixed sign. So the two are butting heads. So I'm saying that with the full moon in Scorpio, the third fixed sign, we're going to have some forward movement in the Middle East. And this is like the last phase of the fight for freedom. And once Uranus changes signs, about the middle of July, we should start showing and having peace in the Middle East.
Now we're talking about all the Middle East, because then you got that other situation there as well.
We're talking about the conflict.
There's a few of them.
Between Israel and Palestine.
But that's
Yeah.
one conflict,
Okay.
and then you got the other
Israel and
conflict.
Iran.
You got that other conflict.
That's the one that I'm watching.
That's the one that
going
I'm
to-
worried
That is
about.
all going to, I think it's the final explosion. It's the
Right.
final battle.
Did you say the word explosion?
Yeah, I was about to say, what? The
Did
guilt
you
is
say-
back?
Did you say explosion?
Everything's going to explode.
Oh, where?
in the Middle East.
How about
You know,
here?
Israel
Are
is
we
going to make
safe
that
here?
final move. It's time for them to have peace. It's been 7 years of turmoil because Israel was incorporated in May, so it's a Taurus country. The full moon is going to spark it, and by the middle of July, it should start abating, and we should have peace. The other thing is Pluto in Aquarius is ruling some of those Axis powers, and it's now retrograding. So the people who made the decision to be oppressors, to be dictators, to have a philosophy that goes against humanity, they are all going to have to deal with their decisions, and it's going to come home to them. So Pluto retrograding is going to go over everything they did to be contrary, and now they're going to feel the results of it. And I think that the dictatorships are slowly going to go away.
Well, I don't
That's
know,
interesting.
because right now, the way it's looking, these crazies think that their way of thinking is the right way of thinking, and then they're quoting history as their maker. Well, you know, I had this land because back when there was a pebble here, we owned it. And they're going back and back, and you're killing millions and millions of people over a pebble. I mean, this has just gotten to a point of stupidity and lunacy. So I'm hoping that what you're saying is right. There's a lot of players right now that are up there mentally crazy. They're just gone. But they believe in what they're doing.
Yeah,
So-
they believe in what they're doing, but the awareness is going to come, and the people aren't going to stand for it.
All right,
You
from
know, the
your
freedom
God- from your
fighters are
mouth to
going to
God's
gain
ears.
ground.
Okay.
From your mouth.
Yep, from your mouth. Because we need logic and we need understanding. And you know, I can't stand a bully. That's the one thing in life I never liked. In any fight, I don't like a bully. I've gotten into fights that weren't even any of my business because I don't like bullies. I don't like people to pick on other people for different reasons. And there's no such thing as a reason. They just do it. And I look around and I see a lot of bullying going on. And, you know, you react because somebody does something to you, and then you have to defend yourself for reacting. It's just nuts all the way around.
Can I ask you, do you have a vigilante thing happening too?
Me? No, not at all. Not at all.
Because if you see somebody bully someone, do you feel like you want to do something?
Yes,
to
he
them?
does.
I have. And my father once, he took me and he put me in his truck and drove me to Long Island to see a park for some reason.
That's where I grew up. I know all about, you got to defend yourself and you got to help your friends if they're in trouble.
He'll always help a friend in trouble.
But but there's helping a friend, and then there's the bully aspect. There's the part that you're doing something with no reason.
You're always helping your friend. As a lawyer, there's a big corporation against your client. They're a bully. Or when you're a kid, some bigger kid picks on somebody, you're going to help them. So either you're going to take action or you're going to sit back and watch it. I think you're the kind of person that's going to stand up.
Him always.
Well, it's funny because Linda's daughter one time had to defend herself, and she ended up getting suspended from school for attacking the kid that spit and smacked her in the face. And I didn't know them at the time, but I would have said to her, well, my daughter wasn't born with fingerprints on her face, so obviously something went. Oh no, he defended himself against her. Come on, a bully is a bully, will always be a bully, and then they start here, and then they go here. And that's when it gets really reckless. But what's happening in the Middle East right now is so many bullies. And then the bullies team up with the bullies. So you got bullies on top of bullies with other bullies. And come on now, enough
And
is
it becomes
enough.
explosive. But
I don't know if it's
Back
bullies.
to the explosive word.
Oh, back to that.
Why am I not looking forward to
Bullies,
July?
Explosions, a big explosion before July. God,
Fourth of
please,
July.
keep us safe.
So the message is, Mars is in Leo, and Leo is going to defend himself. It's square Uranus in Taurus. So if you're behaving badly, you're going to have a lot of controversy. You're going to have a lot of pushback to a level that you didn't expect. So everybody needs to be on an even keel. Think about the other person, be a team player, behave nicely, care about other people. Otherwise, you're going to learn it's the wrong path.
And what's this full
very-
moon going to bring on Monday?
Pardon me?
What's the full moon going to bring on Monday?
Passion, excitement, but also
more baby making
No.
scenarios.
it's going to bring on explosions in the sense of people are going to be outraged. People, they're going to have a short fuse, and if you push their buttons, they're going to explode. So be careful. Don't stir up controversy. Be happy. be positive, don't insult people, behave nicely, and all will be well. But if you're going to create controversy, if you're going to do things that are wrong, you're going to really feel it this time. You're not going to talk your way out of it, or sneak by quietly after you did it.
Interesting. She scares me.
She does? Why, she's got some good news the past couple of weeks.
Pardon me?
You've had some good news the past couple of weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but now
we've
the
had
shoe
some
has,
good news.
One shoe has gone down, that comes here. There's an old saying, whatever goes up usually comes down, right?
Yes.
So I'm waiting for the bad news.
So the good news is Mercury is now in Taurus. The sun is in Taurus, which rules the stock market. So even though it's a little up and down, I think we're going to start seeing a deal, like I said, in writing. And we're going to start having a better economy because Jupiter is going to change signs in the middle of June to Cancer, which is our country's sign. And we have 3 wonderful planets in Cancer, so we're going to have a boom in this country for the next year, and the economy is really going to grow. And that's another thing that's going to help people out of their depression, because when they start doing well, when they start having money to spend, they're all going to feel a whole lot better.
Well, money always make you feel better, right?
True. And the job market?
The job market will improve with the economy. There's going to be lots of jobs. And Uranus going into Gemini, there's going to be a lot of new AI, technical, broadcasting, communications, travel jobs that are gonna come up that aren't here right now yet.
So see, guys, all these new graduates, there's hope on the horizon.
Well, everything is about how you look at it. Like the toy industry is getting hurt by tariffs with China. And so what they're doing now is, I think 68% of toys are imported. So now they're going to start to try to make more toys here. They're going to other countries. You know what it is? Shortcuts make you lazy. We talked about this on the morning show. A shortcut that you've been doing and you're making money, you don't have to do anything, and you're buying stuff, that isn't always a winning formula. So what's happening right now, and I have to admit that if your hand is forced, Americans usually respond by redoing something to making it work. And everybody's looking to make it work. Everybody's looking how to do this and do that, changing here, changing there, not relying on everything from China. Don't do that. Be smart. Do parts here, make things here. The only thing is, who's going to make them, number one. Number two, how long does it take to transfer that thing over? And number 3, psychologically, do you believe? If you believe, you can make anything happen. Ex Giovanni, when you try to get the cameras on it. Sure. Anything can happen if you believe, but you got to start believing.
So with Saturn and Neptune in Aries and Uranus going into Gemini, I think it will be a new industrial revolution.
Well, there you go. Why
That's
not?
what's going to happen.
Well, it's there. And we have to just believe it, make it happen.
It's
Listen,
gonna
the
happen
summer's
quickly.
coming, and because of you, I said to Dawn, I want to have 5 studios. You don't do that in the summer. But you know what I learned? We have a setup in Studio B, which is that one over there, with cameras and cams that should not be working. Should not be working. I tell this to my son yesterday, it doesn't work. And he made it work. He doesn't know why. So why not expand during the slowest part of the year?
It's good to expand in the summer because there's less activity.
That's right.
People charge less because they're hurting for money. You've got more room, more space opening up, so you're getting prepared for the season so that when October rolls around and all the people and business comes back, you'll be ready.
That's right. That's my philosophy. Be ready with me when October rolls around. But you got to have the hands, you got to have the knowledge, you got to have the ready to go, you got to have the crews, and you can't be afraid to break a couple of eggs to make a bigger cake.
And in Taurus, you're going after the money. You're getting the money.
That's
Plan your work and work your plan.
That's it. So the object is, if you can get enough
Good
people
thought.
to believe in the philosophy, things will work. And you go from there. You can't be any worse off than you started, right?
Could only be better off.
That's right. That's the way I see it.
Got all this positivity. Who was sitting next to me? I'm not quite sure who you
Oh,
are.
no, I've been positive. I've been on the bandwagon. Listen, on Friday night, I stayed by the bar and I stayed by the door. Because I remember when I had my clubs in New York, that's where the most problems ever happened. So I went behind the bar pouring drinks. Bartender came. I stayed by the bar. I was at the door because I wanted everybody to have flow. No problems. We had absolutely no
It was
problems.
a beautiful party.
Thank you.
I even spoke to this guy, took him outside, we're out there listening to music and everything else.
Alex won a bike
Alex won a bike.
and 2 baskets your dad won.
I mean, it was a nice situation because I said I was scared to death to do it because, see, the first one we did during Christmas holiday, different mentality. This one, with things going on around us and everything else, I didn't know who was going to show up. Not as many showed out, but you still had a full house. It was nice. The music was to die for.
Fabulous. It was just one after the other. It was so good.
It was unbelievable. We didn't even get Elliot to get up there. This video that Elliot had in here, if I had known you had all this juice working, I would have done it
Please.
before.
I'm a lawyer, and I'm
You're
very
a lawyer.
honored. I'm very honored that you like my music.
Absolutely. But you got to look at all the elements, like you told me to. Be aware of everything. Don't be aware of one thing. And you did a great job. I got to salute you. You're the one. You put them together. You rallied it. You got a lot of stuff going on. You know. You got a lot of stuff going on. I don't know if you know that Dawn's going to be a grandma.
I told you it would be.
Yes, you did.
So I want to say to you, Freddie, you've had that 2.5 years of Saturn in your sign.
Right.
And you've overcome all adversity. You've built your foundation. You've matured. You've become more confident. And now you're at your peak of abilities and progress. And you're going to move ahead because you're confident and you know what's happening and you know how to go about it. And
you're
that's what you've
interesting.
learned.
That's something I really love about the both of you. I could watch you night and day, what you talk about, your mannerisms. I've been around a lot of people in my time. I like watching you. I do.
Oh, God, we're in trouble. Well, you know, a lot of that has to do with listening. You know, if you listen and the blueprint is in front of you. And there was a day that you spoke in here on a Tuesday, and I sat back and I said, you know what? Go for it, man. Just go do whatever is on my bucket list. And I've done a lot of things in my life. I really have. And she'll tell you, and Linda would tell you, my kids would tell you. Sometimes they get amazed because I've been through a lot. But what I want to do on my bucket list, I'm going to push to do it. Whether I do it by myself or I find another way.
Don't keep us
No, I'm not going to tell. I'm not going to tell yet. I'm going to show it because I need to make sure that everybody's in place.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We will find out.
Stay tuned. That's the voice from beyond.
My bucket list, I want to go to the Kentucky Derby. Your bucket list
It
is
just
to do-
happened.
I know. I got
You
next
should have
year.
gone. You would have gotten rained on. I know somebody
It
that
rains
went.
every year.
And somebody took film.
I think I just want to
She's
go to
coming.
Churchill Downs. I don't need to be at that Derby. I just want to go to Churchill Downs.
You want to walk there?
No, I'd like to take a
I
plane.
used to
and maybe
like
see
Belmont. My father
It. Or
was
Belmont. Like I think I'd love to see the
Belmont
horse
was
race.
beautiful. We used to go there. He used to
Helen's
take
like,
me
"Why?"
from school to. He was a track addict. We
Helen's
used to
looking
go
at me
there
like,
when I was
"Why?"
5 years old.
If I own a horse that runs at the Downs or in Belmont, I want to
It's
go.
just so beautiful.
But to see, I don't want to do. I want to do something that I can say, you know, like I want to go on the ship. What is that?
The SpaceX
Yes, it's one of them bad boys.
like Shatner, William Shatner.
Yeah, I want to do that.
You want to be shot up
Yeah,
in the air.
absolutely. I want to be, because nobody I know is up there. So I want to do that.
I don't even go on roller coasters.
Yeah,
Why
but
would
this
you
is
want to be
different.
shot
Helen's
up in
got
the
more
air?
to say. It's like on the tip of her tongue.
Helen, am I going up there?
Look at her face. She's
Am
like,
I
I got to
going?
tell you something.
So I want to say to you, Saturn is now in your sign in Aries. Neptune is now in your sign in Aries. And Venus and Mercury, they were all in Aries. So you've come into your own. All the connections that you've made, all the work that you have done, you're now going to start reaping the rewards. And you have a new maturity and a new confidence that is going to come into play over the next couple years.
I believe her. I actually believe her.
I'm
and
still
you have more
waiting for
and
that.
you're going to have more responsibility now that you're a
she's
grandma.
a grandma.
Save your money.
Grandma.
All yours to pay for.
Grandma. Listen, I'm waiting for that.
But to be a grandma?
No, for you to hear what she just said. I'm waiting for it.
For my maturity and responsibility?
I didn't say maturity. I accepting the fact of what she just told you. Because Dawn has a very difficult time looking in a mirror. She doesn't take compliments well. She doesn't understand the how deep the well has run with everything that she does. I mean, the bar is still here because they forgot to pick it up yesterday. Now I want to buy a bar. I want to buy that bar. I'm going to talk to him today, see if I can make a deal with him. I'm going to... So, but it's because of her. You're the one that started all that. Look at the face. Look at that. She doesn't know what to do. She's holding her breath.
I think she's also learned and will learn how to delegate authority to other people, that you don't have to do everything yourself. So that you're going to organize the team, and that's why you're going to have a fundraiser every quarter.
Every quarter?
Yes.
Are you insane?
4 times a year.
No.
You need to keep it going.
Oh my God, you're kidding me. It took me 2 days to recuperate from the last one.
I know.
And I got to tell you, the kids were fantastic. When everything was over at 10 o'clock, they went next door. All of them single-handedly put this damn thing together again.
True.
You don't get that. Normally, it takes 3 days to do that. And they did it that night, so.
So you're inspiring them. You're inspiring loyalty, and you're encouraging them to be their best selves. And that's the best thing the two of you have done.
Thank you.
And so I'm grateful for your foundation, because I know it's going to help everybody.
Thank you. I appreciate that. When it's a lot of work, to hear someone see the vision is pretty much a gift. So thank you.
You're the best.
It's
both of you.
It's all in the details, but hopefully it makes a difference in all of their lives. And we've got three new interns sitting with us today. And then Gio got to teach, which was pretty cool in itself.
I let him do his thing.
Yeah.
You know, and Gio came to us, he says, I want a place where I can do my thing. Well, here you go, buddy. And it's funny because I went in there and I asked him a question. I got them on the first one. You got to admit, I got you on the first one. But it was a technical question because he doesn't know about the splits. But the second one, I asked him what the password was to get on the board.
Did he know?
They knew.
Ah.
They all knew.
Look at you guys.
I was impressed.
Nice. All right, Helen, how do people reach you?
I'm on Cosmic Society Astrology page on Facebook, and I'm the Cosmic Astrologer on TikTok, and I just posted today, and I want to wish all the moms a very, very happy Mother's Day. We love you and all that you do for us. Nobody loves you like your mom.
That's true.
You know,
Sunday
I didn't even
is
know
Mother's
that was
Day.
Sunday.
Sunday's Mother's Day.
I was told yesterday I said, no, it's not.
Sunday is Mother's Day.
Mother's Day is here.
Mother's Day is here.
Holy smokes.
Mother's Day. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, maybe we can get Elliot on the piano.
That's the fourth time she said that.
Because I feel like he's here. We don't often get people to play the piano, and we should spotlight it.
Okay, you got to talk to somebody.
The powers that be. All right, more to come. Helen's going to stay with us for a little bit because Elliot's here. I know. We're going to check in with our crew, and we will be right back.
Amp Media Productions is proud to announce a collaboration with ABC WPBF, producing high-quality commercials for clients in Palm Beach County. This partnership will leverage Amp Media's creative expertise and video production capabilities with ABC's extensive reach and community connections to deliver top-notch advertising solutions. Contact Amp Media Productions today to amplify your impact in business on ABC WPBF.
Family business. It's me, my sister, and her soon-to-be husband. We've been here for about 5 years doing our thing in this beautiful little spot right in the heart of downtown Boca. We really are like that authentic New York, New Jersey, Northeast thing that you want to have when you're in South Florida. Our bagels are made from scratch every single day. They're top-notch, best you can get around here. And then lunch, chicken Caesar wrap, or like we have a beautiful avocado supreme salad. That's really, really great. And of course, all our sweets are incredible too. You know, something savory, salty, and a little something sweet after. And we will do our best to provide the best service, best food, best everything. And if there's anything you need, we'll do it.
Breaking news, aliens have finally made contact with. Welcome to the Amp Media Studios here in beautiful downtown Boca Raton.
In conjunction with True Oldies Radio South Florida, Amp Media Productions is here to help amplify your impact in business and to bring greater awareness to our community. Give us a call, 866-224-5422. We'll see you soon at the cafe.
And like I always say, come on down and visit us and don't be late.
no. I'm David Vito Quaderno, the owner of Xavier Restaurant in Meisner Plaza, that is in front of Meisner Park. We're a Sicilian cuisine restaurant, so I'm Sicilian. I'm just arrived from Sicily. I live in Catania, the east coast of Sicily. We offer the traditional Sicilian cuisine with the traditional ingredients that I used to import from Sicily, from the cheese to the oregano to the anchovies and different kind of fish. This is a family business already from the 1897, so it's almost 130 years business, and we're offering here the best. This is the first restaurant in the United States, so I wait for you in Meisner Park to enjoy the best and the real Sicilian kitchen. Ask you to book your tables just to be sure that you will find a place for enjoy the real Sicilian kitchen. Thank you.
For your reservation, you can call at 561-617-5424. We are open from Tuesday to Sunday from 4 to 9:30.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape, the perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
This Day in History is brought to you by Revive Air. On May 6, 1940, John Steinbeck is awarded the Pulitzer Prize for his novel The Grapes of Wrath. The airship Hindenburg, the largest dirigible ever built and the pride of Nazi Germany, bursts into flames upon touching its mooring mast in Lakehurst, New Jersey, killing 36 passengers and crew members, on May 6, 1937. 1840. Great Britain's penny black, the first adhesive postage stamp, becomes valid for use. At 9 p.m. Eastern and Pacific Times on May 6, 2004, that familiar theme song, I'll Be There For You by the Rembrandts, announces the beginning of the end, as an estimated 51.1 million people tune in for the final original episode of NBC's long-running comedy series Friends. This Day in History is brought to you by Revive Air.
Welcome to the AMP2 network. Today is National Teachers Appreciation Day. Today, and throughout the week, is the time to thank teachers from elementary to all the way up to community colleges for dedicating time and effort towards our children's futures. In 1953, Eleanor Roosevelt stood up to Congress in hopes of convincing them that teachers needed a day to be recognized for all that they do. Until that point, the celebration of the day wasn't clear. It's believed that some schools in certain states were already observing the day. But there wasn't a clear consensus, and she wanted to make it official. With a teacher shortage throughout the country of the United States, it's more important to help them now more than ever. It's our time to help the teachers who have gone beyond for us. Go to your local school and help out filling teachers' list of school supplies, so they don't have to pay out of pocket that the schools don't provide themselves. Make sure your kids have what they need, and give gifts to teachers to show your appreciation. Thanks for listening. Now let's get back to the show.
And that's Kendra. Boy, I gotta tell you, love the way she sings. Still trying to figure out, I don't know, the Kendra package that was.
She donated 2 great packages, so that must belong to someone of our crew. Must have won that in a raffle, and they must have left it here because all the other baskets. I think have been this one. I'm still waiting to find out.
Where's
who won
Lucky's?
this
That's one.
Lucky, no, this
That's
one,
Lucky.
the LMR, the Mary
There's
Kay
2
basket.
baskets that belong to Lucky over there.
Yeah, but I've got one down here I have to figure out.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
So we have to ask on that. All right, we've got Elliot Zimmerman. Wow, what a treat. All the way at the other side of the studio. He's going to grace us with some music. All right, Elliot, what do you have in store for us today?
Now's the time.
Talent. I love listening to people play the piano. The talent is unbelievable.
Well, you play. Well, you play.
I like that a lot, Elliot. Thank you.
Want one more?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Let's see what we got here. Okay. How about, do you know Starlight Starlight?
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Just do your thing.
Okay, then let's try Wave. What the heck? All right, let's see. We'll do 3 choruses. Okay. I didn't need the mic. Hold on. Fall up here, hanging. Oh, God. Here we go. All right, and here we are. We have this one right here. We'll do On Green Velvet Street, and we'll do 3 choruses.
The talent is I'm always amazed.
Good stuff.
That's incredible. Those are all yours you put together?
Well, you know, this is, we were talking about AI, and this is kind of like AI because I'm generating the bass and the drum part.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's fun. I have another one for you, the one I was going to play at first. Yeah, I have another one for you. I'll finish up with something a little bit more serious, if I can do it. Let's see here. Hold on. All right, we'll put this down and pop that off. Which is kind of a favorite tune of mine. It's called Dolphins Dance. And it was written by Herbie Hancock. And let me see, I just want, yeah, that's plenty right there. I'll do 4 verses of it. I think that we have time for that.
All right, let's see. incredible.
Thank you.
Now
Very cool.
that's the shot, the keyboard shot.
Nice.
Nice job, crew. Thank you so much. Elliot, thank you so much for joining us
That's my pleasure.
and for
Thank you so much for having me.
playing the piano. Such a treat. And one day, hopefully, get to see that video, that tape that his mom put together. I think that would be pretty incredible, too.
Sure, I'm sure.
Helen, thank you as always. Cosmic Astrology Society. You can follow her for more information on Facebook and TikTok. See what the stars and planets have in store for you. Yes, Sunday is Mother's Day, and Monday is the full moon. So
When is the 13th?
the 13th is Tuesday.
What's going on?
We are having 100 plus women who care.
Where?
Right here,
At what time?
5:30.
Why don't you tell them?
More to come. Yes, it's an RSVP only event because we need to know how many we are setting up for. So you can find out more on Eventbrite, 100 plus women who care, South Palm Beach County. And I believe we sent it out in our email a few weeks ago. Or you can just contact us right here at the studio, 888-994-4995, Studio A. Ready to wrap this up?
Let us know so we can have a chair for you.
Exactly. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Stay safe, be kind to each other. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.